taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season, no top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for this afternoon, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do's, LB, Lauderdale Boss, aka Shutterworth the God, the GOAT artist. Yeah, I mean, ringgangradio.com in the building. World is a op, coming soon.
Yes, sir. Ring gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, yo, what's good? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxing in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day. Let's go.
Yes, sir. And I think this weekend, P, we don't have anyone that's banned from the bodega, do we?
No, not this weekend. We're actually no, we do. Fuck them rats. Them rats is banned. They banned. No more rats in the bodega.
I mean, rats never belonged in the bodega. Like,
but,
if this is something new, I don't know.
But rat lovers got to be out the bodega too. So, like, if you a rat lover, you basically a rat. If you hang with a rat, you a rat. So,
damn, but what if you predict rat lovers or rat eaters to win boxing matches?
You'll get the side eye, and I'll bust your balls, but you can come in. But you can't be running with the rats.
Okay. Yeah, I know some motherfuckers on this shit that love some rats.
Yeah,
but
man.
Not me though. I get raid termination for them. They gotta go. Orchid man, something.
Yeah, there was a lot of uncouth statements this morning on the Lord's Day from people. You know, it was just ugh. And people have no souls, man. You guys.
Nah,
it's
giving low vibrational boxing nigga energy. Like it's giving that, like, you know, certain people. You know how some people like Sor Rungvisai career is like a choose your own adventure boxing career. Like,
oh, God. He
was always there, but it was just one story that somebody else turned the page for, and he just got a world of opportunities after that until he finally just ran into an adventure he couldn't find a good ending to. Right.
You know, and then obviously, you know, if you were hiding under a rock, we are talking about Jesse Bam Rodriguez and Srisaket Sor Rungvisai, aka King Sor, aka Rat King, however you want to call him. You know, and and truthfully, I think we probably see the birth of a new superstar in the sport. I mean, obviously, if you're not familiar with Jesse Bam Rodriguez, and his story is quickly, you know, he was fighting as a light flyweight, you know, and then light flyweight, and he jumped up into super flyweight, and simply because he was a substitute, because it was supposed to be for the title he held. It was supposed to be for Carlos Cuadras and Srisaket Sor Rungvisai, and originally that wasn't even supposed to be a title fight because of the whole bullshit with Chocolatito and Estrada, you know, which we've talked about before in the past, because, you know, Chocolatito and Estrada, there was some fuckery. There was supposed to be a third fight, and COVID this, and someone gave up their belt, and then, you know, this is supposed to be for vacant belt. Yeah, a lot of shit was not supposed to have. A lot of shit fell into place for Bam to pick up this belt, which he did in impressive fashion against Cuadras. But then facing another one of the quote-unquote 115-4 kings, like most of us, if I'm not mistaken, we all had Bam winning this fight, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I mean, I did.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even think I picked Sor. If I did, I don't. But I'm sure I didn't pick Sor Rungvisai for this one. But I don't think we all didn't think he was gonna stop him, because from regardless of what we all think about Sor Rungvisai, dude be taking them punches and don't be changing his expression on his face. Like, dude be walking forward and throwing them heavy ass shots, and his expression doesn't change, whether you hit him to the head or body. So we wasn't expecting it. And Bam isn't some sort of monster puncher. So, but yeah,
he put them punches together Like
I mean,
the last time we seen him, somebody put punches together on Sor Rungvisai like that was the first Chocolatito fight, and you could tell Chocolatito was getting to dude. So if a younger, fresher version could do that, then yeah, it was gonna be over.
It wasn't that I didn't think he had power. It was just, you know, you look at a guy that's coming up, you know, 2 weight classes, and a guy in Sor Rungvisai that's, you know, pretty big for 115. I thought he was going to outbox him. I didn't think he was going to stop him, though. But it's not that I didn't think he had power. Yeah,
and then he flashed Sor Rungvisai, and then he pummeled him. But why did Bam do what Chocolatito and Estrada could not do? Like, not even come close to even dropping him.
No, we got to look. Can we say Estrada or something? Because Chocolatito did that in the first fucking fight. God damn.
It's not a cap, nigga. It's the truth.
Dude, look. So 2 kids turn in their book report with the same fucking damn book report. One of them gets an A, the other one gets a B. Whose fault is it?
I mean, Quadras couldn't drop him either. I mean, Quadras actually beat him clearer than those 2 did. But I didn't mention that.
Yeah, but that happened before that nigga was on, though. Like,
still a thing, bro.
That was years ago. Like, people got to remember, like, Sor Rungvisai and Quadras aren't the same versions, or even near the same versions that had these wars and these fights. So does Bam get props for it? Yes, but let's slow the brakes a little. Like, he was a 4-1 favorite for a reason.
Right, yeah, of course.
Like, you know, people, you know, it's great win, and he got the stoppage. You know, I love the KO, but let's chill here now. This nigga ain't knock out Abe Abuchi or somebody. He knocked out a motherfucker who came to prominence off of getting a gift, and he capitalized off of that.
Yeah, but like I said before, either way, like Sor Rungvisai is still a hard guy to dent. Like, no one, I mean, you can take rounds.
Yeah, it's still a hard fight. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but it's even in his close fights, like, niggas aren't really denting that dude like that. And Bam, you know, Bam, like, at first, I mean, the first 3 rounds were kind of competitive. I mean, you could see. I mean, Bam got the jab going like immediately. I mean, most people usually with Sor Rungvisai don't get their jab going, usually because they get, you know, Sor Rungvisai's pressure was like you look to it, so they start trading with dude.
And they keep moving around from him.
Yeah. Whereas Bam stuck a jab in his face like immediately, and dude wasn't shying away from the infighting. In the first
he had lateral movement too, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they just back up straight. That's what Estrada problem was in the first fight. He would back up straight, and he would give Sor Rungvisai momentum to charge at him. Like, Bam wasn't doing that shit. Bam was sidestepping, jabbing, throwing hooks.
Yeah. Yeah, and and the fact that he was doing that side, it made Sor Rungvisai look incredibly slow. Like, dude could, and you could tell dude was frustrated because the jab was, you know, giving him trademarks around his eyes. Like, you know, Sor Rungvisai doesn't even really bust up like that. But yeah, within 3 rounds, his eyes were all puffed up and shit. Even though his face didn't really show like a grimace or anything like that. And then after that, the work rate of Sor Rungvisai, I mean, you could tell, I think he lost some steam off his punches, and Bam.
That's where a lot happened in them 4 rounds. Shit.
It did.
I'm just listening to you talking. I'm like, damn, this nigga sound like he describing a damn 12-round war. Like,
and I'm not. It's the funny things too. Is like, and then after that, when I mean, Sor Rungvisai, like, once the steam went off his punches, like, I mean, granted, they were still audible, but you could tell that it wasn't affecting Bam anymore. Like, Bam wasn't out there. Like, there was like, you know, he wasn't out there catching a stray right or anything like that, or he wasn't getting bullied as much. But Sor Rungvisai was just slow. It was just, he made him look so slow and pondering and shit, like plotting around the ring. And
he was always fucking slow and pondering to me, but continue.
Yeah. And then the knockdown was, was it a left hand that dropped him? I'm just trying to remember. Was it Bam's left hand that actually dropped him, like that actually made him touch the canvas with his gloves?
Was it? It could have been. I'd have to remember because it happened so fucking fast.
Yeah, I was just like, oh shit. Because I mean, I know the first time it looked like, because I remember, I think it was the first time Bam caught him and Srisaket almost touched the canvas with his glove, but the second time, yeah, absolutely got him. And I was just like, oh, goddamn. And he actually, and for once, he actually looked like he was hurt. Like he was like, you know, I was just like, what? And I was like, oh, this is new. Like, dude looks like he's getting broke down. Like, I was just like, oh, damn. But yeah, like, but after that though, yeah, Bam started mixing in the body punches. Like most people were for Sor Rungvisai, they targeted his body. I don't know what it was, but Bam made it work. Like the right hooks, the left hands, and then mixing up with headshots. Hey, I'm just looking. I just watching right. It was a left hand. It was a left hand by Bam that got him like in his ear. That's what gave him the first knockdown.
Got him.
Yeah, it was the left hand. And it was just like, oh shit. And then after that, yeah. Bam increased the pressure. Like, dude, I think dude realized that he had nothing for him, so Sor Rungvisai has good stamina, but I don't know what happened. His stamina, I think the body punches, I don't know what it is, but dude got broke down it got so badly, and he was getting rocked. And then after that, in the 8th round, Bam started letting his hands go, started letting off killer instinct combos on there. And Sor was just defenseless, and the ref was like, you know what, nah, like we have to stop this shit. And yeah, I mean the crowd just fucking exploded off that stoppage. Like I said, as much as I hate to see Sor Rungvisai get battered like that, Bam, I have to give Bam gets all the respect in the world for actually doing it. Like dude stuck to a plan. And I know Garcia was talking about this wasn't gonna go, this wasn't gonna go the distance, but I thought it was just some bullshit, but yeah, Bam did that shit perfectly, like, and like I said, man, like the whole, like the star was born. If you want to say that star was born, man. The crowd exploded, boxing Twitter was exploded. People are hyped off. People are hyped off because Bam is, Bam was seen as a talent, but people now realize he's special. Like, dude,
because he came for it. He didn't damn try to sweet science his way to the end. He saw the opportunity. He let his hands go. He showed that you could box and look entertaining, be exciting, and that's what people want to see. They want to see the young fighters take the risk and do your biggest, most important, impactful shit in your career early. No one needs to be waiting to figure out how good you are when you're fucking 32.
Right. And as we mentioned before, these are the lighter weights. Usually, like I said, big opportunities don't come to the lighter weights like that. You either have to throw into the deep waters early, and you gotta swim. You gotta swim for as long as you can before you drown.
It's funny. It's funny, all these motherfuckers always talking about the lighter weights, but the last couple of weeks, the lighter weights didn't have boxing popping.
It's facts.
Like, it's either Fulton or Daenerys or what's his name, Monster, or now it's Bam Bam. Like,
yeah,
it's like y'all putting respect on their names now. It's like, took y'all a while. Took some of y'all 20 years. Some of y'all 10 years, some of y'all 5 years.
Right.
But we glad y'all got here.
Yeah, because like I said, and truthfully, I like it because for one, I know there's a segment of boxing fans who are tired of the four king 115 round robin shit that was going on. Not me personally. I actually enjoyed it. But
I enjoyed it too. But we need some fresh blood, and Bam is the fresh blood.
Yeah, exactly.
New contender.
Yeah, and well, he's no longer a contender. Dude is
no, like like in the games, a new challenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So dude was this was an outstanding win. Pretty much now, I think everyone's now calling for either a fight with Chocolatito, who I think Bam has said they're like brothers because they're supposed to sign under was it Taken?
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he wanted to fight him.
Dude, why everybody always want to throw Chocolatito a hard fucking fight? Like, and honestly, Chocolatito would have beat this version of fucking Rat King. Like, everybody was so fucking scary for this nigga. Like, fuck out of here.
I'm sorry. I after those two fights, I like I said, Sor Rungvisai will always be a head-to-head. I always have him over Chocolatito. I
can't say that because I only saw him beat the man once, and he beat him when the dude didn't care about fighting. Like,
I mean,
that counts for something.
In both fights, Chocolatito got the stuffing beaten out of him, regardless of how close the fights were. Chocolatito took some punishment.
The first fight wasn't close like that. The first fight was like a fight of the year, like Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the result. I'm talking about Chocolatito took damage against
both them niggas did. That's what I'm saying. Like this is the thing. I don't know what it is. Like, Pat, for someone who's seen so many good beatings and fights throughout the years, for some reason, when we talk about Chocolatito and the Sor Rungvisai, the first fight, you make it seem like Chocolatito took some type of Trinidad Vargas beating or some shit where the nigga done bounced back.
There's two fights. There's two fights I thought Chocolatito took some horrible.
He didn't take no beating like that. Like,
he took a beating.
Sor Rungvisai was the nigga who was taking them 3 and 4 punch, 5 punch combinations.
Chocolatito, there's only two fights I've ever said Chocolatito took some real biz. The Quadras fight, because they both beat the shit out of it. Quadras lost his prime in that fight. And then the Chocolatito didn't come out there fresh. Chocolatito was lumped. Doesn't matter his condition or whatever. He was lumped up after that fight. Like, those two. He was.
I'll never say he didn't take that wasn't a hard fight. Anytime you fight at a fight of the year level, like, he had to fight twice in a row. Like, honestly, he got the prime beat out of him in the Sor Rungvisai fight to me. But to me, I honestly felt like he still won that shit, clearly. So it's like, I just can't see Sor Rungvisai as this dude, like how you be like we'll just always disagree on that shit. He ain't no goddamn
like, we have to agree
Galactus or some shit. Like
I say, it's just too much. Because, like, I mean, if it was like that, like, Chocolatito would have never gotten worn out in 4 rounds, like the way he did. Because, I mean, usually that's what happens sometimes when you get such a big beating, then someone who hasn't been down in 10 years just gets wiped out. Just like that.
But see, when you say that, then all I could say is, well, if they would have scored it for him, you don't get that fight. You see how that works?
Yeah, but we can't. But in this case, we can't just use hypotheticals, bro. I mean,
that's why we don't say nothing about the second fight. We just know that he lost this shit.
Yeah, but either way, but talking to you, obviously, right now, he made his, he came back. He did what he had to do. He became champion again. He still had a super close.
I mean, they gave him Cesar Martinez. Like, how many young niggas Chocolatito gotta beat? Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, if Bam don't want to fight him, fine. Like, that's good. Like, let Bam and Estrada fight. Like niggas love giving Estrada the pass. Like, when he want to fight somebody tough. And, the judges view him fairly.
See, now we're waiting for him. Now we're waiting for him to announce the his fight with Bam's brother Joshua Franco, who is tough in his own right. But now we're waiting to see it, because that fight's supposed to happen because the WBA wants to, to start consolidating some of these bullshit titles with the real titles now, And that fight's supposed to happen, but Estrada's been on some bullshit lately, and truthfully, it is on Estrada that why this fight isn't coming off. Because they're always throwing some wrenches into all this, but they need to. Estrada needs. I mean, Chocolatito.
Yeah, because the way they play the game, you could feel like they're trying to make Estrada just hang around so he could get the winner once the dust settles. But they want everybody else to do the heavy lifting.
And truthfully, Estrada. I mean, I'm not saying like Estrada is the first guy to have victories over all the 4 kings and shit like that. He is the lineal champion at that weight, so it's, it is what it is with him. Like, I mean,
it don't even feel that way, dude. It's like the bad decisions had ruined this fucking little saga, because no one respects Estrada as having a win over Chocolatito. That was even a more contested fight than the fucking the Sor Rungvisai win over Chocolatito. Like,
yeah, of course.
And like you could at least kind of make an argument for Sor Rungvisai being a draw the first fight. Mm-hmm. But even though I still thought he lost, but the Estrada second fight, nah, that's not even a draw. That's a legit loss. So it just feel like the boxing industry just they didn't want Chocolatito to be no all-time great, so they kind of just tried to take away his wins. He was gonna be 50-0. They didn't want that. I'm telling you, that's what it looked like to me. Like, he wasn't supposed to beat Cesar Martinez, and he beat his ass.
Yeah, he beat his ass. Yeah,
you know, he wasn't supposed to beat Ubali like that either.
Well, he never faced Ubali.
Not Ubali, not the other nigga. I'm sorry. I'm saying Ubali. The Yafai.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, definitely wasn't supposed to be him. You know, but he turned back the hands of time on that one.
and shit, and they told us he definitely wasn't supposed to beat Estrada, and you know what, he didn't.
Yeah. See that was because now obviously Chocolatito. I mean, as right now he doesn't really have any. Have any fights on the horizon because he was supposed to fight this fight.
He beat everybody.
He was supposed to fight this fight with Estrada, but Estrada now is being mandated to go unify his WBA belts with Franco first. And like I said, but yeah, it's a whole. But with that saga being played on, obviously it's good that we have Jesse Bam Rodriguez. He's still in the division, so now it's going to be pretty much. Right now I know Robert Garcia. They all say, "Oh, they're staying there for a little bit until they clear out, and then he wants to go back down and wait." Because I know one of the rumors that's going around is Eddie is kind of tired of Julio Cesar Martinez's shit.
And pulling out of fights.
Yeah, pulling out of fights. Especially this particular fight. How you pull out the same fight? How you pull out the same fight? Was it 3-4 times? But only one fight goes off and it goes 2 rounds before no contest happens. Like, how does that shit happen? Like,
dude, this shit pissed me off because shout out to my Jersey nigga Keith Soprano because he was telling me Arroyo is actually like a cousin to him, like he actually related to Arroyo.
That's what it is.
And so we was talking about like that fight. Like I was like, damn, and I picked Martinez, but I wouldn't mind seeing him lose. He already got his ass kicked, but your boy gonna have to knock him out because they're gonna try to get him a win after that Chocolatito fight. And it's like,
hell yeah.
You see this shit happen, and it's like, man, get the fuck out of here. Like, damn. Like, I was looking forward to that rematch.
Yeah, so was I. Because I was there for the first one, and the first one was like, granted, Martinez looked like he was going to end it before the headbutt happened, but it was just like, them niggas. There was already 3 knockdowns in that fight. One at least went down, so it's just like I wanted to see that fight, but unfortunately, that fight was scrapped. Because of Martinez's bullshit again. So it's like,
yeah, the Zone had the new version of Mora Jacobs. I wanted to see that. And shout out to Mora checking Mannix again last night. Like, jeez, this motherfucker be pissing me off.
Yo, Mannix, honestly, they need to pull Mannix off these fucking broadcasts. Like, seriously, like he don't be adding a goddamn thing to these things. Like,
don't, and I just be like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe because if I didn't win a world championship in boxing, so I don't feel like I gotta smack a motherfucker like that. But damn, I won some block championships, and I don't know. I might have to smack a motherfucker. He talk that much shit.
Yeah.
Jeez, like I forgot what shit he said, but he's always bringing up the Jacobs knockout and just getting on Mora. Like, God damn it, that's just annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stay on that clown shit.
Yeah, it's like Mannix. He must take. It's one thing you do that shit on the DAZN TV show, because if you have DAZN, him and Mara have their segments or whatever, and they do that shit on there. It's whatever you want to do that shit, but leave that shit off the fucking broadcast. Just call the fight down the fucking middle. If you want to add a little humor, just do it sparingly. Like, but if you're out here trying to do these frat boy.
And it's mean spirited. It doesn't sound funny. Like, as bad as people complain about
Lennox and Grusin.
Yes, thank you.
They did the same thing, but at least theirs was more like funny and like lighthearted, and they just got annoying because they did it too much.
Thank you. Perfect. He said it perfectly. That's exactly what I was gonna fucking say. Yeah. Exactly, and they made it work. And like. Yeah, there's nothing else I can add to that. Like, if they could make that work, you can't tell me these two motherfuckers can't make that work.
Right. Yeah, it's like, like a fight like that's just it definitely needed like Mora. Like, I mean, if I was Mora, I'd be like, look, the zone, like, look, there's gotta be somebody in here. Like, I mean, hell, even before, like, they had Ammo Williams and Chris Algieri, like, put them in, like, Chris Algieri can actually talk some shit in the booth, like, talk.
Thank you.
And Ammo was actually doing a decent job. Like, if you like, at least put them on the main, like, the telecast, then give them a shot. Actually talking.
Because you just bring everybody down when you have Mannix involved. Like, if you want to keep him for like the interviews and shit, fine. Like, do that. Yeah. Like, cool. But like, I ain't trying to hear this nigga like comment and talk on boxing. Like, he just like, yeah, it's crazy because you could tell he's a fan. Right. But it just comes out in a way where it just rubs you the wrong way. Like, right, yeah. Where it's like,
okay, look, if you want to crack a joke against, I mean, if it was another boxer that was cracking a joke against another boxer champion, oh wait a minute, because that's what boxers do. Like, if you ever been in the gym, that's what they do. They crack at each other all the fucking time. That's what they do. So, sometimes it's mean spirited, but the fact that they're boxers, they can actually do and say that shit. It's whatever. It's what they do.
And you never boxed before, you never done anything, and it's like, and you just going for someone's head all the time. Like, I'm sorry, this is almost like a weekly thing. Like, Mannix get too much of ring gang time for this shit. I swear, like,
because Mora used to be on videos even before the Contender, putting up videos of him boxing niggas in his backyard, knocking these niggas out. So it's like, that's how he actually became known. Like, if you real hardcore fan,
I guess it's different for me because I'm actually like a Sergio Mora fan. Like, so just to hear someone, like, honestly, I wouldn't want to hear no boxer, but someone you looked up to and you watched on TV and shit, it's just different. Like, God forbid, like, I know I wouldn't want to hear nobody talk to Zab like that. I wouldn't want to hear no nigga talk to fucking Chris Bird like that, or fucking Shambo Mitchell, whoever, like.
Right, and like I said, in the fight of that magnitude, and the fights, definitely deserve. So yeah, they need to pull Max off this shit because trust me, he didn't deserve to be commenting on that fight, any of these fights for that matter, like none. Yeah.
Like I lived through the Larry Merchant era, and I can't stand motherfucking Mannix. Like, yeah, not even Merchant prepared me for Duke.
Yeah, but I think we all came up with Merchant. Like, at least if you're not a new boxer fan, you came up with Merchant, and then we also came up with some others, like the late great Nick Charles and Steve Albert and all the others.
Because there's just a difference between tough love and just being a dick. Right. Like, I don't know. Like, this generation like mixes it up. Mm-hmm. Like, tough love used to be like, God damn, nigga, do your homework. Fucking idiot, like. True. And you'd be like, damn, man, I really been fucking up. Like, why this nigga had to yell at me? But you're like, yeah, it's like 10 o'clock. I should have been started this shit. Right. But then, people be like, oh man, why you gotta act like that? But now it's like, you can literally be like, whoa, son, I did the homework for you. Can you just check it? Can you just confirm and check I got them right? Yo, Pops, chill with that shit, nigga. Like, why don't you confirm that shit too? You did the work, nigga. Like, show the answers, like, and niggas is like cool with that. Like, I don't know. It's like a different generation, but it is. I know we want to talk about the undercard a little bit too.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely would. But yeah, no. But shout outs to Bam for his great performance. Like, and it's tough to see Sor Rungvisai, but like I said, like, the four kings in that are getting older, and like I said, he just knocked off two of them. So we'll just have to see that Chocolatito, or excuse me, Estrada, Chocolatito. Chocolatito. Even though he doesn't want to fight Chocolatito, I can see it being a fight. Not this year, but it depends. If Estrada gets knocked off, then yeah, that will be one of those passing the legacy type fights. Because either that or Chocolatito loses before that, whatever is clever.
Bam need to knock out every nigga that robbed them Chocolatito. Then the boxing guys, the justice will be served. So let me get Bam versus Estrada, knock him out, and Chocolatito don't even have to fight nobody. He can just retire. The end. And Bam goes on to ascend pound for pound superstardom.
Right, because if we all know, Bam is always gonna be. There's some good champions between there at 112, so Bam can go up and down up and down. Like, he's still young enough where he can actually do that.
Stay where he at and just put in work.
Right, You know, I mean, true. I would love to see an undisputed champion at 115. I don't think there's ever been one. I mean, the closest was Victor Chinian doing it, close, but he was one belt short. But I would love to see Bam do it, and it's very possible for him to do it. But
shout out to Victor Chinian. Like, people gotta put respect on that name, because just even I even forgot he had 3 belts. Like, I knew he was unified, but damn, like.
Yeah, I mean, one day, probably one day, we'll probably definitely do a segment on him, because, like I said, like, I mean, dude did a lot for the lighter weights in the last decade or decade and a half, but he's kind of forgotten now because, you know, for a lot of different reasons. But yeah, dude was a real problem. But yeah,
Facts.
But yeah, this undercard, man, the co-main with MJ Akhmadaliev and Ronnie Rios. Now,
and Bison, nigga, and Bison,
Bison,
Shadow Lou.
Yeah, I said I know. I mean, P and Pilot were talking like I was kind of crazy when I said, oh, Rios, that was going to be the upset one, because I think everyone else was going for Barra and McCaskill, which we'll also get into too. How about that one, about that goddamn fight. But yeah,
when you said that.
But yeah, Akhmadaliev and Rios. Akhmadaliev now, I think is definitely in his prime for, like, I mean, even though he hurt his hand, dude still landed the more punishing shots. Like, I don't know what Rios' problem was in this fight, but he couldn't get no offense going, like none. Like I don't know. And the funny thing is too, he I don't know if it was just ring rust. I mean, dude is more dynamic offensively. I don't know what the fuck was going on in this fight, that he was kind of like his hands were in the holster, because Akhmadaliev's hands were not that much faster than his.
Yeah, I mean, they was faster, but like he was trying to make it seem like it was Pacquiao Clottey when it never was. It's like, dude, and he kept landing like a good body shot to every 3 jabs he would eat from Bison, and it's like, dude, just ramp it up a little. Like, he was making the dude move, but it's one thing to make a guy over move, but you have to make them tired. You can make a guy move, but if he's still in control when he's moving, you're not gonna make him tired. And that's why you can see guys like Thurman, even Thurman, who gets burnt out a little when you make him over move. He's still in control. That's still his best game. Still, same thing with MJ. Like, nah, you got to trap these guys in the corner. You got to cut off the ring. You just can't make them move. Like,
right.
Certain people they'll move all day. Like, making Ivan Calderon move is like trying to trap a damn gazelle on a football field.
Facts.
Or trying to make Laura fight on a damn dog park.
Right.
It's just you got too much space. Like, you're wasting your time. But when you put them in a damn cage or an alley or something, now these niggas gotta have to fight. Like, motherfuckers can't be jumping over trash cans and doing gazelle shit. You in the alley, nigga. Like,
yeah, and that was the shit that was like, that was the shit that was killing me, bro. It's like, because when Akhmadaliev hurt his hand, like, Rio should have been pressing dude. Like, really.
Thank you.
Yeah,
this was a poor man's Gotti Damgard, nigga.
But it just seemed like Akhmadaliev's one hand, which was finding the mark to the body, had him shook. I don't know, like, he has one fucking hand. Like, do something. What is you doing? And then and Rios let one hand eat him up. Like the 12th round, like, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, when dude started, like, the body shot was fucking ridiculous. Like, instead of taking a knee or anything like that, dude was bent over, not moving, and let Akhmadaliev hit him with all these wild shots to his dome, like it was a thing to do. Like it just looked like it was amateur hour. And then I was like, Rios, like, do you want this nigga to kill you? Like, he could hit hard enough to do that, because you see Rios' head when he was getting them shots to the side of the head like that. Dude loaded up with his one hand and was like, boom, 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 to put him down. Like, and then he gets up and is like, same thing, body shot, and then he lets himself just gets eaten up with one hand, get blasted around the ring with one hand to make the referee stop it. Like, low key, I was disgusted by Rios, But Akhmadaliev actually showed me something. Akhmadaliev actually showed me that he could actually overcome whatever personal injury that he might have suffered, and still got himself a really brutal knockout on top of that.
Yo, low-key, that's the best he's ever looked. Like, if people who said, like, oh, Fulton just walks over him before, like, I hope y'all please just, like, kind of slow that down. Like, not saying Fulton can't beat him and he won't be the favorite, because I think Fulton is and will be. But, yeah, MJ hit hard. This ain't no easy fight.
Yeah, no, it's a true 50-50 fight. It's a real 50-50 fight. Akhmadaliev can punch. Akhmadaliev can box. He's a tough guy. Like, you know, like I said. So I mean, I was thoroughly impressed. I know Oscar had to be pissed because another one of his fighters got brutally knocked out again on a national stage. You know, but yeah, it was just like. Yeah, Akhmadaliev, and I was loving the tweets like, hey, Akhmadaliev and Fulton. I think everyone realized that, including like actually like boxing insiders, because I saw Blue Checks really talking about it, like Blue Checks that could possibly, you know, maybe actually make some moves with this. Because let's be honest, like Fulton, I mean, he has his mandos and stuff like that, but everyone clearly wants to see an undisputed fight. Like these two are clearly the best fighters at 122. Like they are absolutely, you know, the best of 122 ever. So they should really try to find a way to make this happen. 122, although 122 has some good talent on the PBC side, and vice versa. It's just like, you know, this fight now is the right time to actually try to make it before IBF or the WBA or WBC or WBO starts calling mandos on these guys. You know, try at least get to the point where they can make the fight happen. You know, and then, you know, loser can,
agreed.
Winner can, you know, take the undisputed belts to whatever platforms that they fight on. Like that's the way that should be. And then shout out to, of course, Henny God and Rusty. I see you guys in there. You know, Rusty, I took the underdog in the 3 title fights last night, 3 L's.
But they weren't bad picks though, because the McCaskill Ibarra wasn't a bad pick. Sor Rungvisai, he wasn't legitimately a bad pick.
Yeah, he was legitimately dangerous because because Bam didn't have that many fights to be saying that. And then
I mean, he was an underdog for a reason, but I could understand why someone would pick him. And then
Rios was Rios. I mean, even before Rios has had some tough fights. I mean, Rios is like, I mean, what that shit was last night, what he was doing, I don't understand it. But Rios has been in enough tough fights to know that even Akhmadaliev, you know, if his mind wasn't right on business, he'd be in some shit. You know, but yeah, that fight, Akhmadaliev now is prime. Like, it's hard to say he's prime because he's had 10, 12 fights or whatever the fuck.
His best he looked like he's on that level now. Like if that version would have fought Danny Roman, wow. Yeah,
Danny Roman, but it's just unfortunate. I mean, obviously, Danny Roman probably still fought one of the better fights of his career, and then Akhmadaliev, wasn't there yet, and yeah, it was a close ass fight. You know, very close.
He edged them, and it's like one person career trajectory kept going up, the other is kind of
trending downwards.
Way, yeah.
You know, but I give full credit Akhmadaliev, man. Like, you know, that I mean, the crowd was into it. It was, you know, it was like, you know, it was a slow, steady beat. Akhmadaliev doesn't have one punch power like that, but dude knows how to grind down his opponents. He
puts them together, and it feels like he's one of those punchers that he's special in a sense where he could operate on a switch. Like, I mean, you see it with Ali, you see it with Crawford. It's not you even see it with Golovkin sometimes. How it's a little switch, like the intensity goes up and they could get you out of there. It's like, or they could hurt you. Like, right. You see it with Jermell Charlo. There's only like a handful of guys out there. Like, you don't really see it with Monster because he's already at that level. It's like he like a maxed out like Omega Rugal or something. Like, he already there. So it's no, you know, okay, what if he powers up? It's like, no, Inoue's always powered up.
Mm-hmm.
Like all these other dudes power up, but nah. So that's the vibe you get. But hold on, Rusty Taylor. Casco's so wild. She gonna get dusted eventually. Oh man, by who though? By who?
Right.
Cause you saw. I mean, this shit. Y'all ready to talk about that, right? Shit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, McCaskill. And funny things too is McCaskill for all her size and strength or whatever, she had only had like two knockouts or
no 3. Because I think that was her 5th knockout or 4th knockout now.
Yeah.
And remember, she just got 2 knockouts. Like this, 2 knockouts in a row. Like
that's rare as fuck for her. Like incredibly rare.
Nah, because look, she's improving. She's getting better. Mm-hmm. She has the whole Omar. She has the Brandon Figueroa style down.
It probably because now, I mean, part of the thing is that she's fighting at a higher division because obviously last time she lost, she was a lightweight. So it's like she got boxed up, no matter
she's
what.
She's right. The girl she fought had power. Y'all can't just say with power no more. It's not just power. Is being able to land the power. Ibarra landed shots on her, but she could never keep the distance with McCaskill. Look, she was landing like she couldn't get the jab off because her feet too slow.
Right.
So she tried to have an uppercut on the inside, but then it would get smothered.
And one thing is too, McCaskill has some struggle footwork. I mean, my goodness, like
it is. But the thing is, her footwork is better than everyone else's, though.
Yeah, like that. Like she was moving like fucking like one of those video game characters at times. Like the really fast. Like she's moving slow, but the feet are moving fast, nigga. That's how she was moving at times, nigga. Like
because it's the thing. She's so like McCaskill's so eager to get at you. Mm-hmm. So it's not like a speed synchronization thing like like Khan, where it's like. The bottom half is at 100%. The top half is like 95. She's more of like just an overall hunger and willingness to get at you. So sometimes it's synced up. Sometimes it's not. It's just get at you. Let me get at you.
Yeah,
but it works for the most part because these chicks ain't like they're not used to nobody pressuring them like that.
Right, and this was disappointing because I know after you signed off our last cast, me, P, and Pi were talking about this, and I know they were giving me grief because I didn't pick this fight as the upset or anything like that. Well, P, I guess both of us were kind of wrong on that aspect in terms of the upsets. What we thought would be the upset.
Yeah, no, I mean I picked McCaskill, but I just said if I felt like if there was going to be any upset, because you just wanted to pick an upset because you felt like there would be at least one upset. I'm like, if there's going to be upset, I felt like this was the one because bigger fighter and a puncher, and yeah, it wasn't even close. So.
Yeah, Ronnie Rios put up a better fight, and that tells you something.
Yeah, and we just got on this man for not putting up a fight.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the thing, the lady landed some punches, but it's like McCaskill, her strength is in not just like the recklessness, it's the eagerness. Mm-hmm. She doesn't flail. I know Rusty Taylor, she hard to watch, flailing and looking special.
Yeah, actually, she has a Tim Bradley like style, which
but she's a better puncher than Tim Bradley by a huge margin. Like Tim Bradley legit flails. Look, McCaskill, she's knowing what she's doing when she's punching. She's just wild. She's not flailing. If you notice, her punches turn over at the right moment of impact. You don't hurt somebody as much as she hurt Bras in her last 2 fights if you're flailing.
Right.
Flailing produce like a slap effect on people. It don't stop them. It doesn't jar them. Like she was literally making their legs get loose. Like she had Ibarra like ready to go at certain times. It's just that she's so wild. Like if you put a little more Salido into her game and less Sean Porter, Because she punches better than Sean Porter too. But Sean Porter's a better puncher than Bradley, because Sean Porter, he knows how to arc some of those right hands and hooks.
Right.
And so he'll hurt you and he'll get you. And McCaskill, she does that too. But sometimes she could extend her arms, so they're more like a Mayorga type of punch. That's better. You know what? That's probably a better damn analogy. A comparison. I'm sorry, comparison. But if somebody gets McCaskill to work to fight better on the inside and work the inside, she'll be deadly. Like, because honestly, no one's around her to beat her. Katie Taylor's not gonna move up to fight her. She would stop Katie Taylor.
She would.
And honestly, Serrano, that's a bad fight for her as well. Like McCaskill, like if they've promoted her and like really, like she could be one of those people who just wins for a long time. Because look, I the Rusty Taylor is like,
Rusty's
bro, like you don't like McCaskill, bro. It's cool. It's cool. You was like this with Chris Algieri. I remember, man. Like I know there's just certain guys that you just be like, damn it, fuck him. I can't stand this motherfucker. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm
it's
notorious.
Effective.
Yeah, I'm notorious for what I talk about for Danny Garcia, but at least I was very right about what happened to him, though. So I'm happy. That's how it went. So,
I mean, that's the thing, because it's like McCaskill will have to move up, and it's funny. I know, y'all seen the interview, and she's like, she had bars for everyone.
She did.
She was getting on Serrano, Mayer, Baumgart, everybody. Like, and I'm like, God damn.
And that's the thing. It's like, I mean, the one person that actually gave her a really decisive loss, she shouldn't have had no bars with. Like, because Taylor whooped her. It's like, it's like,
no, she still had bars for her. She was like,
I know,
she's not gonna move up. Like, she had bars for everyone, I think, except Shields.
Yeah, because Shields is too damn big.
And Baumgartner.
She didn't really say nothing bad about Baumgartner. But everyone else was getting it, and I know Mayer responded with the McNose skill.
That had me dying.
I was like, bars. Yo, Rusty, did you write that one? did you hop in her DMs? Was like, yo, this is one. Like, but I know Mayer got jokes though. Like, she seemed like she hanging around a bunch of niggas, so I know that shit, that vibe. That because she always is responding with like bars and shit. So damn, but
but I gotta talk about Ibarra. Like, I'm sorry, Ibarra, but
yeah,
you get undisputed title run, title shot, for all the belts and the chance to really change it. And they went to that wild story of her getting kidnapped and shit like that. And then you do this, and you can't take, and you go in there, you hold, and she initiates the holding. You do all the leaning shit, because obviously that's what people do if you have a size advantage.
And you're the bigger, stronger person.
But you're the one that's bitching. You're complaining, and you're the one that's doing initiating the holding, not McCaskill. And doing a lot of illegal holding. And it got to the point where I think one of them, like, they even tumbled. Like, McCaskill had to like, they tumbled to the canvas because she was holding so fucking much. And then after that, after 3 rounds, you were just like, you were in the corner, you were quitting. Like, I want to go home to my son type of shit. I was like, what kind of shit is that? Like, what are we here for? Like,
disgraceful.
Yeah.
Disgraceful performance. Like, honestly, that's one of those performances where no one should put you on a televised card for like a year.
Like, yeah, and further, she came off a good showing on the Ring City card. Like, that's the reason.
I remember we talked her up real good on that. Like,
yeah,
because we did a recap. I remember we talked her up and was like, oh, at 160, she could be a potential opponent for Shields. This, that.
But she ain't got no heart.
Got no heart at all, and it's like a smaller person punked you. That's right. What make it worse. It's like, it's one thing when a big guy gets punked out by an even bigger guy, like kind of like a great white getting killed by a killer whale. You're like,
right? You're
like, ha, that's what you get. Like, I mean, you're like, yeah, the bully got it. But when you see a motherfucking Mako shark punk a fucking damn killer whale or some shit, you're like, hold on, wait, hold on. Like, something's off about this. And it was like, Shorty got no heart. It wasn't a skill thing, none of that. Because if you had heart, you'll stay around long enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
Or try to, and she didn't. It just, and remember, these are 2-minute rounds.
Exactly.
She ain't get no nasty Badu Jack cut.
No, none at all.
You didn't get no Tyson Fury violin cut. You didn't get nothing crazy. No one broke your arm or nothing. You didn't get slammed. You didn't get thrown out the ring. You just said, you know what? I don't want it. I don't want no more with this damn wild lady.
Right, exactly.
And that's some whole shit, especially when you're the bigger woman. Like,
yeah, like, no, like, you need to be ashamed of yourself. Like, I truthfully don't want to see her on TV. Like,
honestly, like, and you hug your son with that heart?
Yeah, it's like, nah, like, get out of here. Like,
nah, mom, go back, run that back.
Yeah.
Like, cause you taking an opportunity. Look, if you're gonna quit like that, it's bad enough you quit again. You quit, but it's bad enough you quit in any fight in those same exact circumstances. Mm-hmm. Now imagine you quitting in a fight and you're on the undercard on TV. Now imagine it's for a title. Okay, imagine for it's 4 titles, undisputed. Like that's just ridiculous to just go out like that. Like I don't know, man. Like, yeah, it was. Yeah,
I felt it was like a disgrace. Like it was a fight that we were looking forward to. It was supposed to be built into something, and then it turned out just she just didn't want no smoke after that because her son and this and that and the third. I'm just like, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm watching you. I want you to become a champion. But now
she landed some hits too, so it's not like. Mm-hmm. She wasn't in the fight. Like, damn, like you would have thought she took like 11 rounds of Ricky Hatton, right? You just took 3 rounds of McCaskill. Like, dude, if you don't get the fuck out of here, like,
yes.
Well, I hope, like, I hope she enjoys us saying her name this much, because you probably ain't gonna hear it again on this motherfucking show.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like, I think we're done with Ibarra. And yeah, McCaskill, hopefully, like I said, for all her faults, though, she definitely deserved a better opponent. Someone who's actually going to show some actual heart. Like, even the one...
No, but we can't even say that. This was a great opponent. It's just, they fight the fights for a reason.
Yeah. No, of course.
It just doesn't seem like there's any big fights around for her. So what they got to do now is hype up her dominance, because she has 2 stoppages in a row. She's undisputed. Do the Serrano treatment. Put her in a fucking dress and start parading her on these damn shows. Like,
right.
Y'all elevate these people.
Well, they do have her in the booth. Remember she was in the booth. She was throwing shade at niggas at Serrano and Taylor.
She was. But see, now you need more. It's just not. You got to do more than just the zone interviews. Like, right. Dude, it's like you're black and Mexican. Like, you got 2 different damn demographics you could appeal to.
Well, the Spanish one is a little different because Spanish, sometimes they actually want to speak Spanish. I don't think she speaks Spanish. If she does, that'd be.
It don't fucking matter, nigga. I don't want to hear that shit. Like,
no, I'm just saying that's how it is sometimes, bro. Like, I see it.
Let's try it. I know, but that's some bullshit. Who cares? Like, are we gonna say no? Like, you don't know unless you reach out. Like, make it happen. Like, remember, it's not like she's on a bigger level. Like, you want to be the idiot that says, no, I don't want to speak to the undisputed champion of the world because I don't speak Spanish. Yeah, do you want to be that guy that turns down that interview?
Yeah, that would be wild.
Exactly. So it doesn't even matter. Get a fucking translator or something. Get a different host for that day. Something like. I'm just saying. Look, if motherfucker could only speak Spanish and they really fuck with Ring Gang and we had an interview, I'll get a Spanish speaking motherfucker to do that shit. Something like. Word. Make it motherfucking work. Like. And you a champion, nigga. Damn. Like, everybody can't fight on Jake Paul undercard.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Getting that co-main billing and shit like that. But yeah. McCaskill did what she had to do. Ibarra didn't do what she had to do. You know what I'm saying? So it was unfortunate. And then the fight that opened up the main card was it Raymond Ford and Medina? You know, at least with Raymond Ford, at least for him, he definitely looked like. I mean, he washed the stink off his last fight, where it was a fight where most people thought it was either a draw or he lost flat out. You know, this time, you know, dude. I mean, it was originally supposed to be in the prelim. You know, it was supposed to be obviously that took the spot over Martinez and Arroyo, not going away. And like I said, it wasn't a spectacular fight, but Ford clearly there was a level. Like, you know, just off jabs alone, like dude busted Medina up, and then of course the hand speed. You know, speed kills if you know how to use it right. You know, and yeah, Medina had nothing for him. Like couldn't keep up with his speed, couldn't keep up with his jab, couldn't do anything to him for that matter. So at least for Ford, it's a good, you know, it was a good return back to form for him. It was the only non-knock. It was the only fight that didn't end in a knockout either on the main card.
I was still sleeping during that fight. I thought the card started at 9 instead of 8, so I woke up at like 8:40 and I was like, oh shit, this shit. Yeah, I think it was just ending. So
right,
I didn't get to see it.
Well, like I said, you didn't miss too much, but like I said, Ford at least looked like, you know, he actually looked like an actual top prospect again. So that's all you can really ask for.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I remember last time he looked mid as fuck.
Yeah, you know, he looked super mid. You know, but yeah, he won. I think all the judges. I think only one of the judges actually gave Medina like one round on the whole fight. You know, the other two judges, it was a straight wash for Ford. So that's good. But yeah, it was adjustments because they kept on mentioning during the fight that he had been working with Shakur Stevenson. So and it kind of touched it because he was kind of fighting like him too. It was like you could tell he was a little bit more defensively he was being more defensively responsible. He wasn't, you know, and I could tell that he did pick up some things. So, but it was good.
Too. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah,
and I see kind of crazy how an undisputed fighter at welterweight wants to move down for big money fights. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that just tell you how, you know, they need to make some opponents for her or market her differently as a dominating champion. As you got to build up people for her and make her an attraction. Like, oh, when you tune into a McCaskill fight, you're gonna see someone get slugged out.
Yeah, but
easily.
But the unfortunate thing with women's boxing is, like, once you get above 140 for women's boxing, the talent level definitely goes downwards. Like, you know. How?
What you mean when the greatest boxer of all time is undisputed in 2 divisions? What do you mean? Like, no, it can't be, because if the talent gets worse at 147, that means being undisputed in 2 divisions isn't a big deal.
Yeah, but you know, like I said, some people, like, they're always, you know, there's always that type of mindset, but obviously, but then, you know, but then when you like to speak the real about the women's boxing, about that being a thing, no one really wants to hear it or even say it. It's the truth. You know.
Thank God at Ring Game we say it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it does trend downward because part of the reason is, you know, there's not a whole lot of women that actually fight around in those divisions like that. And then the other one,
you know what it is? I'm sorry, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and another reason is if you know, there's not enough fighters, and usually there's not enough that are like at a good talent level to say, oh, they're good fighters.
You know what you have to do, and when that happens, you got to make people care about who's already there.
Right.
That's why it comes into marketing. Because the thing is, if you market someone like McCaskill as like a dominating knockout person, somebody who's on a surge, who had the hard knock life, got the opportunity, leveled up, and has been knocking broads out. Anytime someone comes along, you could look at it as somebody who's trying to stop what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to make the people important, but if you don't, Like it's just women's fighting instead of it's undisputed McCaskill. Like,
Right.
That's the thing. Like, attach another name, somebody. Like, it got to be somebody out there. I know she said that one lady's name. I think it was Cameroon or something.
Cameron,
yeah.
Because she fights at 140 now, but you know,
she talked about moving down, and I'm just like, damn. So there's no top contender at 147, like,
right. That's basically what she's saying. Like, yeah, you beat Breakus, and then after that, you know, that's it for 147. I find that hard to believe.
That's because there's always some Clubber Lang motherfucker out there knocking somebody out in damn Norway or in some hood somewhere, or in some fucking barrio in South America or some shit. Who knows? I'm just saying.
Right.
You can't tell me. Hell, Ibarra was one.
Right. Yeah, and I know, I know, and shit. I know. I mean, I know before Callie Reese, I know she was there. She was at 1.7 for a minute, and then she went down. And now, of course, she's at 140 now. We're at 140. At least the ladies 140 is at least popping right now. So that's what she's in the middle of all that. So
yeah.
But yeah.
But then you call her out then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, if it's like you gotta, like, women's boxing's popping where it's like there's no point. But the thing is, a lot of them hate on each other more so than the men, and then they're hating on the men too.
Yes.
And then it's like there's no positive direction in one way.
Right.
It's either Katie Taylor is the big money fight that's never fought in her hometown but want to dictate to the rest of the sport, or you just don't have a big enough name yet, so people don't know about you.
And another thing about McCaskill too, she's a sprinter. She's 37 years old, so she's not like she's down up there in age.
Yeah, so it's like speed it up. Like you just want to be defending titles against randoms, like. Like, if you market her as a knockout artist and just go the whole, she got the growl look on her face and shit. Like it's easy money. Like you can't tell me you can't get a documentary with her like popping. Like,
yeah, and honestly, I'm surprised that Matchroom or DAZN have not gone out to actually do something. Like, yeah, they need to get some get some real shoulder programming on their fighters.
Yo, somebody's dropping a mad ball in American boxing. If there was a company in America that just focused on promoting fighters and not staging the fights, like someone that just says, you know what, I'm gonna just market these motherfuckers and putting them on different platforms while being their own platform. Like, give promo to all the people Matchroom ain't give promo to. Like,
right.
Yeah, boxing changes like overnight with that shit.
Right. Absolutely. So
somebody just got to fill in the gap or something, like,
for sure. But yeah, the overall, like I said, it was an entertaining card. Like, you know, like and it was what I alluded to. I mean, obviously on paper it was, you know, there was a chance of 50-50 fight of the year caliber, but then more or less it continued the trend of just someone just really outshining another good fighter, like a great fighter outshining another good fighter. And, you know, and that's, like I said, that's been like the recent trend right now, folks, for most of the big fights that have been going down. But like I said, I mean, Eddie, like I said, for all the faults that Eddie does have, Eddie Hearn, like he's found something with the lighter weights, you know, in America, at least for them, you know, lighter weights in America, I mean, and then the women, and of course the women as well. So I mean,
but it's like he found, but those are consolation prizes of success. Like, everybody wanted him to make a star and make something popping in the heavyweights and middleweights and welterweight and lightweight. It's like this nigga said, I can't do all this shit. Look, okay, can't give you the shrimp po' boy, but I could give you these deli cocktail shrimp with some cocktail sauce. He's like, I can't give you this T-bone steak, but I could give you this Philly cheesesteak, extra greasy. Like, Yeah, you'll take it, but it's not what you fucking wanted, not what's expected. And this is a nigga who was saying, I'm taking over boxing in America. So no, we just can't say, well, he made the lightweights popping. He made women's boxing popping. Like, nigga, all he did was just damn allow people to see what was already there, what was always popping.
Of course.
And fucking facilitator. And damn right, McCaskill is tough though, mate. Shit, who the fuck is this? Is David Lawrence Graham? Hell yeah, goddamn. Tell that to Rusty. Yeah. shout out to David Lawrence Graham. Yeah. Shout out, yo.
Yeah, I mean McCaskill for all her fault. I mean, yeah, she's incredibly tough. Like, I mean, she's only been down.
She's not getting clipped like anytime soon, bro. Like,
yeah, she's only been down once in her career, and that was one of her early fights.
Yeah. She's a handful. Like, there's some dudes in the men's welterweight she'd probably beat. Like,
right? Yeah. And in fact, I mean that's the whole thing because she spars with dudes in there, and it's clear that she does. Like, I mean, Rick Ramos has been on.
That's not. I mean, as she does, and like props for that. But I feel like all of the top women spar with guys. So I feel like that's not even saying much anymore.
I don't think that's a thing.
No, all the top notable names, they definitely spar with men.
You kind of have to.
Shields spars with men. Baumgartner spars with men. Serrano spars with men. They all spar with men. Like, that's not just for one person, for McCaskill. They all do.
Especially if you're in a good gym, you're gonna, because I know when I was boxing in Warriors, when we had the professional fighters, those women were out there sparring with dudes, but you had other women sparring with them as well. I mean, Pat's right too. It's like it's not a given, but if you get to a certain level and if you have a trainer or a gym that's worth a damn, you're gonna be sparring with some dudes. Now, will those dudes be going all out trying to put your fucking tampon in the dirt? I don't know.
I mean, I just know I've seen videos of like I see videos of Baumgartner sparring men and even like hurting a guy to the body. I was like, damn, like I'm saying they get it in.
Yeah, that happens. Because I'm sure like McCaskill would probably beat damn Josh Kelly. Y'all laughing, but look, if you had to bet your life on him beating her, the fight in a life or death fight, do you think Josh Kelly beats McCaskill?
Yes, he would, because McCaskill Josh Kelly is a slick fighter to a degree. You gotta really.
I don't know if I'm willing to bet my life on that.
Yeah, Kelly would probably school McCaskill something serious like that. I
don't know, man. I don't know. If you put these dudes, if you put them in a 10x10 room and somebody has to get out, her personality, her character, her toughness, I don't know, man. I don't think he beats her in some life or death fight, bro. Like,
no, I can't.
If you was to say, look, Conor Ben, hell nah. Yeah,
I would say because just like I said, she's tough, but she's not that tough or that type or to have that type of skill level to be thinking that she can take a Josh Kelly like that, or someone who actually is stronger than she is. So I can't see that.
I think she'll make him quit her. Like, she'll just stay on him too much and he couldn't do nothing.
I mean, McCaskill is not Aaron Wolf. Like, yeah, it's not Aaron Wolf at all.
Nah, she not. But that's the thing. Like, how many I don't think Aaron Wolf is beating no Jeff Lacey. Like, like if we was to say who has a bigger chance of winning their fights, McCaskill and Josh Kelly, or fucking Aaron Wolf and damn Jeff Lacey and Omar Sheikha, and damn, you start naming super middleweight motherfuckers, you're gonna be like, God damn, wait. You know what? McCaskill probably can beat.
And then let's see. David Lawrence. So David Lawrence Graham says Josh Kelly, he's shite. Thinks he's the man doing 5 upcuts in a row against a taxi driver. Gets in with someone who fights back and he folds.
Thank you. What the fuck? Jeez. Okay. Like I'm saying though, like, because the way Pat was sounding, like I was saying Josh Taylor.
No, same thing, bro. I just don't say it because mostly McCaskill, that's it. You know, her biggest thing, you know, is her boxing skill ain't really that up to par.
It's better now, dude. Like, she turns over her punches. She's just not flailing, throwing like bullshit. Like she moves her head and she's dipping. Like honestly, she does the whole Brandon Figueroa shit better than he does. It just he punches. He's a dude. He just naturally punches harder, and I think a little quicker.
And can actually probably can go an old school 15 with no problem. So whereas McCaskill does not have that type of stamina like at all.
You ain't got to damn go 15 rounds to beat no fucking Josh Kelly though either.
Yeah, but yeah, I will have to agree this week because I just don't see Josh Kelly doing. I mean, like I said, Josh Kelly is still probably way too slick for someone like McCaskill.
But he's not slick. Like, what the fuck is the slickness from? Like Ray Robinson was beating his ass. He ain't no fucking slick.
Well, Ray Robinson is also underrated, you know. And Rusty Taylor, fam, I might dislike her more than I should, but come on, like, yeah, exactly. Like, what you're talking about is not absolutely. It sounds weird, you know.
Nah, it's close enough, man.
You know, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like,
thank you. Okay, see, David sees the exact same shit I see in damn Josh Kelly. Exact same shit, like. To me, I'm just not sold on dude where I would bet my life that he could beat her. I'm just saying, like.
Well, I'll put it this way. I think McCaskill is tough, but I don't think she's tough.
If we was to say, does she land 3 punches on him?
yeah, I can say
hell
yes. Yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, other than like beating his ass, like nah, I can't see that.
Okay, I mean, I can respect that. Like, I at least you admit it's a fight.
Yeah.
which is bad enough. Like, if you supposed to be Josh Kelly, you know.
Right. You know.
She's cute and tough, but that ring gang be having the most random fucking side conversations and shit. But we got one more before we transition to something else. Cause somebody just been on some quiet shit. He ain't been saying much.
Yeah, I'm soaking it in. I let y'all cook. You know what I'm saying? I don't